everybody, how's it going? This is Andre here, and I'm super excited to start. This is the episode 1 of Guitar Gravity Show, and so glad you're here. It's been a while putting this together, and yeah, just so excited to finally launch this channel. And in case you haven't catched any of the stuff that I've put out before, Guitar Gravity is all about your guitar greatness taken seriously. So without further ado, I want to introduce the topic for today's episode, and that is how to shred like John Petrucci. For those of you who don't know, John Petrucci is one of the founding members of Dream Theater. He's an awesome guitar player, probably one of the best, I'd say, as a modern guitar player out there right now. So super inspired by him, and I hope that what we covered today, you'll also be inspired. And so today we're going to look at how to shred like Petrucci, and we're going to look at his use of so number one, we're going to look at his use of single string patterns, and then we're going to look at his use of multiple string patterns, and then we're going to end it off with looking at his use of chromatics in his playing. So this is just a foundational lesson. As you know, this would take many lessons to really get through, and maybe we can look at it in some other future episodes, some more content about Petrucci. So before we get started, I really just want to draw your attention towards this freebie that I put together for you. It's a free PDF, and it's called 5 Myths That Stop You from Achieving Guitar Greatness. And guitar greatness is just something I put together. It's just really just describing your pursuit of being the best you can on the instrument. And it's my desire to help you achieve that in whatever way possible. So feel free to grab that download. It's in the description down below somewhere, or in the comments as well. If you can't find it, let me know, but it's in the description in the video, and feel free to grab that. And it's just really it's going to help you, it's going to cast a vision for you and to show you what's, like the path for you in helping you achieve that next level in your guitar playing. So feel free to grab that, and yeah, let's dive in. So I want to start off every episode with a chord of the day. So this is a chord that Petrucci likes to use a lot in his playing, and it's called the suspended second chord. So it sounds like this. When you hear that, I'm sure it's like, oh yeah, that sounds like Petrucci. And so what's going on here is we're taking, it looks like a normal chord that like a normal major chord or minor chord. So like a normal major chord as a bar chord would look like this. So on that 5th fret on the B string, we'd be playing that note. Or we do like a minor chord. But when we lower that E note, or that E flat note, to the D, we get this more open suspended second chord. And the cool thing about this is it sounds great in like a heavier guitar context, or you can play it in any genre, but it works well in, like for Petrucci's case, it's like metal or heavy rock. So it's, this chord, the notes get out of the way, and it just gives you a bright, colorful sound. So this replaces a minor or major chord, so you can really use it in any progression. And yeah, have fun with it, and see if you can find this chord further up and down the neck. So cool. So as mentioned, we're going to look at Petrucci's use of single string patterns. So what I have here for you is a picture of that. So we're going to look at, it's called an Elonian mode. Probably botched that, sorry. But essentially what it is it's a scale, and we're going to look at how you can find those notes. So if you look at the blue notes, the blue dots, those are your notes for this mode. A mode is just another scale, and we derive it from looking at like a C major scale, diatonic scale. We'll get into more detail of that in another episode, but for today, just look at those blue notes. And so here's another view of it. So let's just look at those notes, and it's a common scale that Petrucci would use in his playing. So let's just find those notes right now. Recap. Okay, so let's look at something more practical here. So I've put together, it has 2 bars to it. So we're going to look at the first bar right now. And so what we have is we're going to take the first 3 notes that we just looked at. So A, B, C. All right. So what the pattern is doing is we're going to start off slow, and then the second bar is playing those same pattern notes, but twice as fast. So this is the foundation of our single string patterns. So once we can practice this and really just come up with your own patterns. And so I'll just play through it. So we're going to do down, up, so it's alternate picking. All right, so, and then the next bar, as I said, is twice as fast. So the first bar was this, and then the second bar is going to be this. So put it together. So you might be wondering, okay, well, how does this apply to like how Petrucci would play? Well, if you break down what he does, often he'll take a single string and he'll move it. He'll take a pattern and move it up and down the neck, and it's really a foundational exercise. Obviously, there's more to his playing than just this, but this is just a snapshot for like, hey, if you can master this, take it to the next level and find those notes up and down the neck. And really what you're doing is you're training yourself to learn the notes in the neck as well as create your own patterns eventually. And that'll just build your confidence and give you like so many ideas and help you get up and down the neck. So just a recap. Actually, what we'll do now that we've done that is if you look at those blue notes again, so what we can do literally is just go to the next. So starting on the B note, you can just do that same pattern here as well. And you can just move this up through all the blue notes. So for example, so we have the first pattern. And now we move to the next 2 notes, next 3 notes. And so on and so on. Okay, so as I said, this is something that you can use as a foundational exercise to get a vision for like how to learn your notes as well as to build your confidence and create your own patterns. So I really want to encourage you from today on, like when you after today, to really just take these notes and to create your own patterns from them as well. So multiple single string patterns, and now we're going to look at Petrucci's use of multiple string patterns in his playing. So we're going to take those same blue notes from the Elonium mode, and then we're going to find them on the string below. So now you're going to see twice as many notes. Okay. So a closer view of that. So what we're going to do here is I've created an exercise that is going through. So it's the first 3 notes again, but then we're going to find those notes, those next 3 notes below in the G string. So here's the first half of this exercise. It goes like this. Now, the next bar is, so what we're doing is we're going to come back up through those notes. So we're going to, so together. Just like the other exercise, you can literally just go through the next groups of notes in the mode. So we would have these notes. So yeah, so those are the notes from it's the same mode, and now what we've done is we found those notes on the string below, and it's just showing you that the other creative options that you have in your playing. And like before, you can literally just look at that example again with those blue notes, and you can create your own patterns. I've just done one, but there's hundreds and thousands of different patterns that you can do. And again, that's going to help you learn the fretboard, and it's also going to help build your confidence and give you so many different options to choose from when you're doing a guitar solo or creating a riff. It's just going to really help you. So I encourage you to create your own patterns. So let's look at the next example. So I want to look at Petrucci's use of chromatics. So chromatics really are just the notes in between the main notes of our scale. So if you look at your fretboard, you'll see like there's all these frets and strings, and those are just chromatics are just filling in all the gaps. Okay. So what I want to do is make it really practical for you, and I've chosen a scale that most of us should know, or if you don't know it, I really encourage you to master this scale. This is your A minor pentatonic scale. So I'll just go through those notes. So finding the chromatics, what we're going to do here is we're going to fill in with those red dots. We're going to fill in the notes that are part of our scale. So let's hear what that sounds like. Again. Now, when you play it like that, it might not seem that interesting. It's, we're so used to hearing the main scale. But you'll be surprised once you start to add in the other notes. It gives you A, like more options of notes to choose from, and B, it just adds to your creativity in the process. So let's look at an example. This is something Petrucci uses a lot in his playing. And if you ever heard him play, you'll notice like, why does it sound so interesting? And often what he's doing is he's taking a scale like we just looked at, your Elonium mode, or any other mode, for example, or the pentatonic scale. And he likes to throw in these chromatic notes, and it just creates a lot more interesting sounds and ideas. So let's look at that next example. Okay, so this is example number 1. And so what we're doing here is we're going to grab notes from a scale. So the notes 5, 7. So and then the G string. And what we're going to do is fill in the gap. So like the red notes that you saw before, I'm just filling in the gap here. So the fret number 6. So here again, as before, we're relaxing our wrist, we're alternate picking, so down, up, and another tip I didn't mention yet is when you're playing these exercises is to find your main beats and to accent. So for example, here we're going to accent the first note. So accenting means to hit it harder. And for this as well, we're going to accent the upstroke when we do a string change. That's important for the other exercises as well. So when we go to the G string, on that upstroke, on the 5th fret, we're going to also emphasize that as well. So that upstroke right there, we're going to also emphasize it. what this is going to help you do is it's going to help you lock into the rhythm and really feel it. And it's also going to add some other nuances to your playing, with different notes that are being accented and other ones that are quieter. It's going to add a lot more musicality to your playing. Okay, so that's the first example. Now the next example is just, again, it's starting right below on the G string again. And instead of playing another group of 3 on the B string, we are going to just play one of those notes. So this is what is going on. So like before, we're going to relax our wrist. We're going to lock in on the downbeat of that first note. And then when we get to that string change, we're going to also emphasize on that upstroke. So same concept as before. Awesome. So those are 2 exercises, and that's how Petrucci will use chromatics in his playing. Again, this is foundational, and but also this is very challenging. And but I hope by showing you these examples, it's gonna inspire you to create your own examples as well. So there you go. That's one example right there. And what I put together is a jam. So if you have your guitar, pick it up. And what I want to do is do like a virtual jam. Obviously, I can't hear you, so it's too bad. Maybe one day we can figure that out and have some people join the show. But so what I've done is I put together a backing track. So how it's going to work is you're going to hear 8 metronome clicks, and then I'm going to jump in for 4 bars. And once I stop, I'll point at you, and then you play for 4 bars, and we'll do that twice. And yeah, let's do this. Awesome. Let's do that one more time because I really enjoyed that. All right. So, awesome. Thank you. That was so fun. Like I said, hopefully one day we can jam together so I can hear you guys. But jamming through a jam track like that is so important to practicing anything that you're learning. So, really encourage you to find jam tracks online and just to jam over what we just did and keep practicing like that too. All right. So. In order to make this practical, I want to give you guys like an action item for today. So out of all the exercises that we did, I want you to pick one that stood out to you, and I want you to create your own pattern. So just to make it really practical for you, so pick one that you really liked, and I want you to create your own exercise from what we did. Also, I want to hear from you, so feel free to drop a comment and let me know what exercise stood out to you. and why. I really want to hear from you. And yeah. So again, I want to draw your attention back to the free download that I put together for you. Again, it's just to help cast a vision for you. If you're kind of wondering, like, how do I get to that next level of my guitar playing? This is a great resource for you, just to give you that the steps that you can take, and to give you a vision for like how to get to that next level in your playing, how to achieve like your guitar greatness. So feel free to grab that. That's in the link below and the comments as well. And let me know what you think of it. And I can't wait to see the results that you get in your playing. So I had a blast today, and I look forward to doing this more often. And I'm going to do this on a regular basis. And can't wait to see you in the next episode. And until next time, rock on.